and the Dragon cargo craft from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station's Pad 40. That will take place at 3:55 p.m. Central, 4:55 p.m. Eastern Time.
The launch complex is ready, 30 minutes. The servicing towers have been separated into the horizontal position. Copied your report and your go.
And here's our B-roll today. Launch day for the 3 crew members began to the sound of traditional farewell music as they departed the Cosmonaut Hotel and boarded a bus for a 40-minute ride to the integration and suit-up facility at Building 254 inside the Baikonur Cosmodrome. There's the backup crew along with NASA's Don Pettit. They and their flight surgeons boarded 2 buses in the parking lot of the Cosmonaut Hotel for that ride out to the Cosmodrome.
Oleg, say some good words. We love you guys. We love you guys. Go Russia. Go Belarus. Go USA. We are waiting for you to return. May everything go nominally. Best of luck to everyone. Best of luck. We are all friends.
And of course, with the well-wishers bidding farewell to the crew, the buses left for that 40-minute ride out to the integration and suit-up facility at Building 254 inside the Baikonur Cosmodrome. After arriving at the integration building, each of the crew members underwent final medical exams, and they suited up in their Sokol launch and entry suits. And as you can see, the crew members moved to a mock-up of a Soyuz spacecraft seat, allowing technicians to conduct pressure checks, ensuring that the suits were free of any leaks. Good view of Tracy Dyson there, having her suit undergo its pressure check. Novitsky on the left, Vasilevskaya on the right. As usual, separated by a pane of glass to maintain quarantine, all of the family members and invited guests waving to the crew as they underwent their pressure checks. Next up for the pressure check on her suit, Marina Vasilevskaya of Belarus, flying under an intergovernmental agreement between Roscosmos and Belarus. And her 12-day mission on the International Space Station will involve her conducting experiments for Belarus researchers.
Getting well.
Good.
How was it?
What?
I said, how was it?
It was good. I passed.
You know, fit check, ready to go?
I'm fit check and I'm I have my own personal photographer.
There you go. Thanks, Don.
Yeah. I think the fact they let me out of the seat means that I passed my late check.
There you go. You're all set.
Ah.
Very good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Always ready.
You're always ready.
How about the rest of it? You ready?
Yeah.
I get a thumbs up from the rest of it. Okay.
You want to say something, Don?
Dyson talking to her husband. There's the two members of the backup crew, Anastasia Lenkova and Ivan Wagner.
Bring the mic a little closer. I've got a few layers on my ears I can't hear.
You want me to do that all over again, the speed? So
No, I
can. We love you.
I can lip read.
We love you.
Love you too. Thank you for being here.
You've worked so hard for this day, Tracy, and we're just so proud of you and your whole crew and everything that you do for international cooperation aboard our space station and keeping the human presence going and the exploration. You're
Don't
taking
make me
us,
cry.
no, you're taking us all with you, and you know that.
And love you. Thank you. Love you too.
And Trisha Mack, who was the director of human spaceflight in Russia for several years.
This is coming up.
Oh, after this. All right. Cool. I think after this. A little crowded in there.
Nowitzki about to embark on the fourth flight into space in his career, already having logged 531 days in space.
Just make sure you're okay.
Okay, I can do that. I've got two really good friends flying with me that are going to make sure of that.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Norm.
So proud of you.
Thank
The
you.
whole team is so close.
That's what she presses to. She's already in super. Yes, she must have pressed.
Marina, hello. It's a big honor for me and a big responsibility to be in this unbelievable mission. This is our national project. It's such a big honor. I'm so proud to represent our republic. I'm so proud that we have this project. Dear daughter, all of Belarus is supporting you. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you for coming. Thank you, Lukashenko, for organizing this project, for creating it. So many words have already been said, so many good words. I'm so glad that we're in a great mood. We woke up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go. And we are with you in spirit. We are holding you in our thoughts. We'll be in touch. We'll be talking in the morning, in the evening. We are absolutely certain that everything will be good. We are absolutely with you all the way. Thank you so much. We'll be back and we'll see each other soon. We'll be waiting for you. Thank you.
And last up, following his suit leak check, Oleg Nowitzki, the Soyuz commander.
Everything will be good. Everything will be good. We want to wish you a good flight, a great expedition. I hope that you will be able to perform all of the tasks that have been set before you. And despite all the turbulence, we maintain our international space collaboration, and we are aiming to continuing our international collaboration into the future, including 2028. Please be sure to keep an eye on Oleg, Marina. Make sure that he presses all the right buttons. Oh, you got it. On behalf of the head of our government, the president, and everyone in the leadership, I want to send you their hellos, their support from the government of Belarus. We wish you a most successful flight, and we are so excited to see you back here on Earth when you come back. Support those who are there on board. You are arriving there for a short time. I'll let you know how it goes. Don't make too much of a mess, but please support the crew members that are there for a long time. All the best of luck to you, and come back safely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Crew members then left the Site 254 integration building, allowing Novitsky, the Soyuz commander, to report that he and his crewmates were ready to proceed to the launch pad. You'll see in a moment that the trio boarded their bus. That was about at 4:20 a.m. Central Time, 2:20 p.m. at Baikonur for the ride to Launch Site 31, a trip that took about an hour to complete.
Best of luck to everyone. Chanting Belarus. Goodbye and see you soon. Everything's gonna be great. Have a safe and joyful flight.
And here is the bus with the prime crew of Novitsky, Dyson, and Vasilevskaya arriving at Pad 6 at Site 31 at the Cosmodrome. You'll see in a moment that the crew climbed a few stairs and waved goodbye to well-wishers and photographers at the pad, after which they entered the elevator for the ride to the top of the Soyuz rocket to enter their spacecraft, which they have now been aboard for the past 2 hours. And you see Tracy Dyson accompanied there by Kent Bowersox, NASA's Associate Administrator for Space Operations. There's the crew climbing the stairs.
Don't get too lonely up there.
And we are back live with the countdown clocks ticking backward now at T-minus 13 minutes and counting. Novitsky just reported back from inside the Soyuz that the crew is feeling great and ready for launch. At the time of launch, the International Space Station will be flying over southwestern Kazakhstan at an altitude of about 262 statute miles. The station will pass over the Baikonur Cosmodrome 36 seconds after Soyuz lifts off and will leapfrog past the Soyuz as Novitsky, Vasilevskaya, and Dyson climb to their preliminary orbit. 8 minutes and 46 seconds after launch, the third stage engine of the Soyuz booster will shut down, and the Soyuz will separate from its launch vehicle in its preliminary orbit, deploying its solar arrays and its navigational antennas. At that point, the 3 Soyuz crew members will trail the space station by 1,740 miles, and the chase will begin. This will result in docking to the Prishal node module later today on the Earth-facing side of the station's Russian segment at 11:39 a.m. Central Time, 12:39 p.m. Eastern Time. At the launch site on the steppe of Kazakhstan, NASA officials are on hand to watch the beginning of the journey for Tracy Dyson, Oleg Novitsky, and Marina Vasilevskaya. Leading the NASA delegation on hand for today's launch is NASA Associate Administrator Jim Free, NASA's Associate Administrator for Space Operations Ken Bowersox, Johnson Space Center Deputy Director Steve Kerner, Norm Knight, Johnson Space Center's Director of Flight Operations, and NASA's Chief Astronaut Joe Acaba. And with them in Baikonur is NASA Public Affairs Officer Leah Cheshire, who filed this report a short time ago.
Hi, Rob. We're here at the launch viewing site at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. It's sand as far as the eye can see, except for the star of the show tonight, which is the Soyuz rocket atop Pad 31, just about 2 miles away from us. This evening, we're hitting temperatures around 45 degrees Fahrenheit, along with some winds, but nothing stopping teams from being ready to launch. It was sunny skies for the NASA delegation on the Roscosmos charter when we arrived in Baikonur on Sunday, and then rocket rollout on Tuesday was chilly with temperatures hovering around the freezing point. Rollout was smooth sailing starting at 7:30 a.m. local time. Now the crew are all suited up and seated inside the capsule. NASA astronaut Tracy Dyson is no stranger to launch, with this being her 3rd space flight, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Oleg Novitsky is also well prepared for his 4th. And as we know, it's the first launch of spaceflight participant Marina Vasilevskaya of Belarus. Some of Tracy Dyson's family is here supporting and cheering her on, and the NASA group can't wait to see her on the space station. So we are looking forward to liftoff and seeing Soyuz take to the skies. And with that, I will send it back to you, Rob.
Thank you, Leah. We're at the T-minus 9-minute, 35-second mark. Launch readiness has been confirmed. The crew's been told to close their visors. Helmets are now closed. Everything is in readiness.
For all 3 crew members.
At about the T-minus 7-minute mark into the countdown, the Soyuz booster will be declared ready for launch. Telemetry will be received from the rocket, indicating that all primary and backup systems are set to support liftoff. Again, you're hearing music being piped up to the crew as we are inside T-minus 9 minutes and counting. Again, at the time of launch, the International Space Station will be over southwestern Kazakhstan and will pass directly over the Baikonur Cosmodrome 36 seconds after launch. The launch is precisely timed for the moment when the Earth's rotation will place the Baikonur Cosmodrome into the plane or corridor of the orbit of the space station, which is inclined to 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator. And a view of Tracy Dyson inside the descent module of the Soyuz MS-25 spacecraft, adjusting her straps, getting ready for launch less than 8 minutes from now, about to embark on the third mission of her career to the International Space Station. Again, Dyson first flew on the Space Shuttle Endeavour in 2007 on an assembly mission to the station, and then 3 years later in 2010 as part of the Expedition 23 and 24 crews. Now she'll be part of Expedition 70 and 71.
Kazakh 16-3, 1 minute readiness, everything is on schedule, control is on board. The launch will be broadcasted, copy all, and everything is okay on board. We are ready for launch.
You heard the report from the blockhouse in Baikonur to Soyuz Commander Oleg Novitsky as we are inside 7 minutes now till launch. All is in good shape. No issues being reported from the blockhouse in Baikonur. It is solid overcast at the launch site, so we likely will not see the rocket for very long off the pad, but we hope to receive interior views of the crew at least for the first couple of minutes before the cameras will switch to a camera on the upper stage of the Soyuz booster for the climb uphill.
Первый, сброс объекта проведен. Замечаний нет. Космический аппарат к запуску готов. 60-й. Доклад 60-го принял. Первый.
And from another camera inside the descent module, you see Oleg Novitsky on the left and Marina Vasilevskaya on the right as they continue to move through their procedures in the final minutes of the countdown. We're inside 6 minutes now till launch. At this point, the launch key has been inserted in the launch bunker. This is a real key that transitions an automated launch sequence for the remaining minutes of the countdown. Coming up on the T-minus 5 minute mark. Again, this is one of 2 launches today to the International Space Station. Standing in the wings, a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket at pad 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, ready to launch at 3:55 p.m. Central Time, 4:55 p.m. Eastern Time, on a commercial resupply mission to deliver some 3 tons of supplies and science to the international outpost. Its arrival scheduled for Saturday morning. The Launch Control Center at the blockhouse reports that the range is clear. Soyuz is ready to begin its journey. In about 20 seconds, we'll begin the purging of the fuel lines and other elements of the rocket engines with nitrogen that fireproofs them by removing vapors of fuel and oxidizer. Aboard the International Space Station, the crew has been informed by Mission Control here in Houston that everything is go for launch 3.5 minutes from now. The new crew members to arrive at the station just a few hours from now will be standing by for the arrival of the Soyuz, with an expected docking at 11:39 a.m. Central Time, 12:39 p.m. Eastern Time.
наш. Есть дренаж высоты. Есть дренаж 70-й.
T-minus 2 minutes, 45 seconds. The booster's fuel tanks are now being pressurized for flight. This will optimize the flow of fuel, helping to add structural support for the Soyuz 2.1A booster.
Oxidizer fuel drain confirmed. Copy your report to Department 1. Booster propellant tank pressurization is initiated. Confirmed.
Coming up on the T-minus 2 minute mark.
Есть надув общей 300-й. Есть надув общей 70-й. Есть сброс шаровой системы измерения 70-й. Доклады...
T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
We have accepted the report, Department 1.
A few seconds from now, the ground propellant feed will be terminated, and the Soyuz will go on internal power. T-minus 90 seconds. Coming up on 1 minute. The first of those two umbilicals that you see on the side of the Soyuz will retract at about the T-minus 30-second mark.
Vehicle station.
Vehicle to...
And that first umbilical now retracting. The second will retract at about the T-minus 15-second mark, initiating engine sequence start.
Confirmed. Department 1 has received the report.
T-minus 20 seconds.
Auto sequence initiated.
Auto sequence initiated.
Command has been issued. Attention. Attention on the launch. Automatic abort of launch has gone through. Prepare to stand down for 24 hours. Copy. Department 30, copy. Department 10 is copy.
And the launch has been aborted.
Department
No
6
launch.
copy.
The countdown made it to the final 20 seconds, and then the command was issued to abort the launch. We do not know the reason for that at this point. Standing by for further word. The vehicle is in a safe configuration. The Soyuz launch to the space station has been aborted. Depending on the nature of the abort, the next opportunity would not be until Saturday for a launch for the Soyuz, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Once again, the countdown was proceeding flawlessly until about the T-minus 20-second mark. And for reasons yet to be determined, the automatic abort was issued to stop the countdown. Soyuz had a 10-second window in which to get off the pad, so there will be no launch. Dyson Novitsky and Vasilevskaya today. With the Soyuz launch having been aborted, we'll be standing by also for further word on what impact, if any, this might have on the Falcon 9 launch of the commercial resupply mission later today of the SpaceX Dragon. To recap, the launch of Dyson, Novitsky, and Vasilevskaya on Soyuz MS-25 has been aborted. The abort command, which is an automatic command, was issued at about the T-minus 20-second mark. Everything in the countdown has proceeded normally. The crew is perfectly safe atop the Soyuz. The fueling and replenish process has been terminated for the day, while engineers in Baikonur will assess a potential reason for today's abort and a forward path.
Fifth to the 50th, ready to activate system.
Go ahead for station. Hey, Matt, you got Costa here. We want to give you guys a status. Our Soyuz launch was commanded aborted about T-minus 20 seconds. Crew safe, everyone's safe on the pad. We're standing by for more info, and we'll get you what we have when we have it. So as you guys know, that means it's going to be a few days before you guys see some visitors up there. Station copies aborted. Most importantly, station copies crew are safe.
This is Mission Control Houston. To recap, today's launch of Soyuz MS-25 was aborted at about the T-minus 20-second mark. The retraction of the second umbilical buttressed up along the side of the Soyuz 2.1A booster occurred, but there was no initiation of the engine sequence start that is typically expected at that point, and the automatic command to abort the countdown was issued, stopping today's launch. There are engineers already at the launch pad to assess what may have triggered today's abort. It is not known yet what the cause was. The crew is safe on top of the Soyuz vehicle. Work will begin to get that crew back out of the Soyuz and back to their Cosmonaut Hotel crew quarters a short time from now. The next opportunity, pending a resolution of what forced the abort today, would be Saturday morning, but it is not known whether or not the issue that caused today's abort would permit a launch quite that early. We're going to just stand by and wait to see what the engineers at Baikonur and Roscosmos determine. If they are able to launch Saturday morning, it would put docking to the space station on Monday morning.
To the 60th. Deactivate the SAS Soyuz launch escape system. Copied.
This is Mission Control Houston. As you can see, continuing to receive video from the launch pad 6, Site 31.
Launch escape system has been deactivated. Copy your report. Ready to activate system. Inaudible. Copy your report.
Once again, you're hearing communications between the blockhouse in Baikonur and the crew in the descent module atop the Soyuz 2.1A booster. Today's launch to the International Space Station was aborted at the T-minus 20-second mark.
Copy, this is in work.
An automatic abort command after the second of the two umbilicals, which are basically service towers up against the side of the Soyuz rocket. The second of those two umbilicals, once retracted, initiates a engine sequence start. That never occurred. We do not know the reason why at this point. The crew on board the International Space Station was informed by Mission Control a short time ago that the launch had been aborted. So no visitors to the International Space Station today. The next opportunity to launch, pending a resolution of what happened today, would be Saturday morning. And we don't know the impact yet on whether or not this will have any impact on the launch of CRS-30, the SpaceX Falcon 9 launch of the resupply mission to the station that is scheduled for this afternoon from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, with a docking to the station scheduled for Saturday morning.
To Department TON, pull out the servicing cabin from the launch table shelter, and also lift back up the servicing towers. Copy both. Lifting up the servicing towers.
The service towers, those two gantry arms that you see lying horizontal on either side of the Soyuz booster, will be raised again. That will permit engineers to have access to the crew to begin the process of extracting them and getting them back to their crew quarters, while we await further information on what may have caused today's launch abort. Again, the crew is perfectly safe. The vehicle is safe. All fueling operations have ceased. All safety commands have been provided on board the rocket, so there's no danger to the crew. They're perfectly safe. As work will begin shortly to extract the crew from the Soyuz MS-25 spacecraft. No launch today, no arrival at the space station. The next earliest opportunity, pending a resolution of what might have triggered today's launch abort, would be Saturday morning. And as we approach sunset at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, the gantry arms are beginning to be raised following today's abort that occurred just 20 seconds before liftoff, as we stand by for more information from the launch site on what might have caused today's launch postponement.
Вас понял. Ждем.
So once again, the gantry arms are being raised to be enveloping the Soyuz MS-25, which is currently venting liquid oxygen out of its fuel tanks. The crew is safe on board, the abort occurring at the T-minus 20-second mark. We will await official word. The preliminary word is that the Falcon 9 launch of the CRS-30 resupply mission to the station will likely proceed as planned today, with a docking scheduled on Saturday morning to the International Space Station.
Well, then SAS launch escape system is off. May we now open our visors once the towers are in place? Only then you will be able to do that. Okay, copy.
This is Mission Control Houston. With the crew safe aboard the Soyuz MS-25, you continue to watch the gantry arms being folded around the Soyuz 2.1A booster. Just to recap, the launch of Tracy Dyson, Oleg Novitsky, and Marina Vasilevskaya to the International Space Station today was aborted at the T-minus 20-second mark. No reason has yet been given for the abort, so we will have to wait and see what information is provided to us later today from Roscosmos and from Energia engineers, both in Baikonur and at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow. For now, we're going to wrap up our coverage of what had hoped to have been the launch of Dyson, Novitsky, and Vasilevskaya to the station. And again, we'll provide additional information on the web at nasa.gov/station and on the Space Station blog as soon as that information is available. For now, the crew is safe on board Soyuz MS-25. Work will now begin to extract the crew from the spacecraft and get them back to their crew quarters at the Cosmonaut Hotel. For now, this is Mission Control Houston.